We here.
Yes, sir.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the 6ixYardBox podcast. I can't speak. I can't think. I can't
Where's
do
the
nothing.
energy?
Oh no! Is Julian sad? Oh no! Is he sad because his team lost?
Shut the fuck up.
Oh no! What a fucking heartbreaking moment. We're having.
Today we're recapping the Europa League Final, where United lost to Spurs 1-0, and perhaps the worst football game of all time. I'm joined here by Blake and Antoine, who are maliciously happy, especially the Arsenal fan in the room.
Talk about my team. Talk about my team. Go ahead.
Is happy that Spurs have ended their 17-year trophy drought and have finally won a trophy. And he has come in here smiling that their biggest rival has finally ended their drought and has won a European trophy. 3 European trophies, matter of fact, for Arsenal has won 1.
Wow. Already deflecting a minute into the pod. You came on the pod. Actually, I'm going to save it.
Is this a record?
I'm going to save it. It is a record. Yeah. But it's okay. It's nothing I wouldn't expect from a United fan, first of all, from Julian, second of all, and third of all. I don't care about Spurs. They're irrelevant to me. Sure. You know what? Do I like that they won a European trophy before us? No. Was it the European trophy to win? No.
They've also already won Super Cups, UEFA Cups.
They have, which I didn't know.
So,
yeah.
Since the host is not going to ask you, how are you doing, Blake?
I'm doing fantastic. A lot better than I have been the last couple of weeks. I feel great. I'm excited to podcast. I'm excited to showcase a lot of my my creativity on this pod in a bunch of different ways that we'll get to in a little bit.
Are you fucking singing?
What?
Do you have a song ready?
No, I don't. Why do you think I have a song ready?
What's your creativity? Well,
just my thoughts about the game and formatting them in a different
You know how Blake thinks. He doesn't think like us. As he said in the last episode, we have the analytical mind and he thinks kind of outside the box. That's why he's gonna be a little more creative.
Yes, exactly.
What a day yesterday, huh?
What a day.
What a day.
how's your experience watching the game, lads? I always ask.
Yeah, it was great for me. I mean, I went into it in a full Spurs. I could have then got the kit.
Why Spurs? I have to ask.
Well, you see, there's so many factors that surrounds it. You have Son. I wanted him to win a trophy for Spurs, cementing him as an actual legend, even though I thought he was a legend before. You had Ange Postecoglou with that cold-ass quote, "I always win things in my second year," and he fucking proved it after having a horrendous season in the league. So I just wanted to see that come to fruition, and it did. And the images that it brought to us, and everything that we saw outside of the win, impeccable. And that's exactly why I wanted them to win, and it happened.
Cool. How about you, Blake?
It was an awful game.
Don't get me started.
It was an
on the
awful game.
though.
It honestly kind of proved to me that how bootleg this trophy is, at least this season. Obviously it doesn't mean any less than any other Europa League, but it kind of does, because how the fuck were those two teams in the final of a European major tournament?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. It was an awful game. Both teams played awful. One team just played even more awful than the other, and we should have expected it from United, because they were terrible.
You could tell that those two teams should be nowhere near Champions League football next season.
Yeah.
That was probably the worst final I think I've ever watched.
No, absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah. You okay, Blake?
Yeah, no, I'm just checking something.
Okay.
All right. Are you, Blake's, for our audio listeners, he is holding a laptop up to his ear. What the fuck are you doing?
It's what is it?
Sorry. I was just fact checking something.
Okay. Audiobook?
Yeah.
Yellers.
Should I just do it?
Just do it.
Okay.
Just do it. We might get copyrighted for this.
No, we won't.
No? Okay.
Oh, nah, make a save. Oh, nah, can't make a save. Oh, nah, is a fucking disgrace. Oh, nah, make a save. Oh, nah, won't make a save. Oh, nah, fucking disgrace. Ha. Yeah.
Oh,
Heard you talk all that fucking shit.
here's the rap verse.
Wearing a suit to the pod. The one thing that you forgot, though, is that Amorim is a fraud. Shit players, shitter coach. Bruno played, but he was a ghost. Okay, United lost. Got touched up by Spurs and Bilbao. Oh, back home they go. A finals loss for Casemiro. You just waiting for that nightmare to finish, boy. But the dark time just started, boy. 16th in the league. Højlund is the worst striker I've ever seen. 80 fucking million pounds for Maguire. I think it's time for him to retire. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Disgusting.
they may have Drake, but we have Blake.
There you go. Oh, that was good. 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 That was good.
Disgusting.
That was good.
He's so disgusting. All right, let's get into the game, lads.
No, let me just say first, props to you.
All
That
right.
was
so
very well
you
written.
spent your valuable free time crafting up a rap verse to hate on United. Congratulations,
Pretty
Blake.
much, yeah.
Congratulations.
Pretty much.
And now our episode's gonna get taken down. Nice.
No. That wasn't the real version. Don't worry.
It was the
Okay.
instrumental and different lyrics.
Yeah.
The karaoke version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's get into the game, everybody. All our listeners know United lost the Europa League Final, 1-0 to Tottenham. Again, like I said, the worst final we perhaps have ever seen. What does this mean for Tottenham? It means imminent Champions League football despite finishing 17th. It means that the future is looking slightly better for Daniel Levy and his guys. For United, it means this is rock bottom. It means darker days may even be ahead. Let's get into the game first before we get into the big conversations, lads. Oh my God, you're fucking smiling, bro. Like
Where
I
do we
can't.
begin with the game?
I
Like,
can't.
Where do we
No,
start?
you just y'all.
No.
Get it.
No.
You were doing a good job. I feel like
No,
you're
no,
fan has to
no.
take us
You talk
through.
about it. No, you talk about it. You're
No,
so
you
dead.
talk about it.
No.
How did you think of your first half? What was?
Oh, the first half.
Go ahead, Julian.
I don't know what I fucking thought of the first half, bro. It was fucking. Just this is the worst United performance I've ever seen. This is such a massive moment in our illustrious history of European finals and showing up and having big moments in these games, and our recent history that we want to just get out of and turn a stone and we turn up like that. And we turn up like that. We did well with possession, but that possession doesn't mean shit if you're not going to do anything with it. And we just circle around. And Spurs, for once in their fucking lives, actually sitting deep in a block, being organized. Where the fuck did this come from? And United had no answer for it. We could have played that game for years and there would have been no goals from us. It's fucking disgusting, dude.
What I do like about the Spurs game is I actually thought Ange completely outmanaged.
He did.
Amorim.
He
Because
did, but not that he pulled off some managerial masterclass. He just sat back.
Well,
He did- okay.
but he did.
And
when he
Amorim beat himself.
But he didn't always sat back. It wasn't just Tottenham sitting back the entire game. When Tottenham felt the pressure, or when they felt that they could apply pressure on United, their line was high in the first
that
5-10
was
minutes.
15 minutes.
Their line,
That was
okay,
15 minutes.
They changed mid game to, change the tide of what was happening, which I can applaud.
Yeah.
So that's what they
And
did.
Ange did
And the
what we all
lineup
would've.
worked without half their team, without Son, without Bergvall, without whatever. But I thought that Ange had a really good game.
He utilized what he had perfectly.
Yeah.
You can't deny that.
He set up his game and he did exactly what we all would have done in that Tottenham game. They did not have the talent that they have had all season, and they just sat back and they played and they let United beat ourselves.
They did not sit back the entire game. They sat back for the second half.
They sat back for
What was at the end, the possession is like what, 73-27? Something like that, right?
Something
At
like that.
halftime, it's close to 50-50. The game plan after halftime was to sit back and try to get you on the transition, try to get you on the counterattack. And
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
proven later when he subs off an attacking player for Kevin Danso, I think
Yes.
it was.
Yeah.
There's many opportunities. I'm thinking of one specifically where Solanke, if he takes a right touch, they score a second goal on a counterattack. And that was the game plan in the second half. It was sit back, defend very well, which they did.
Yep.
Coutinho Romero played well. Kevin Danso came on and played a great game. Van de Ven goal line clearance. And then on the break, you do your damage.
I mean, like, if you want to
To
talk
say-
about situations that are fine margins, then sure, we can talk about fine margins. If Van de Ven doesn't make that clearance, and we're talking about, Ange, why did you just sit back the entire time? You guys were doing so well in the first half. Like, we're having those conversations. If
we're
Luke
not.
Shaw places that header better,
It's
then we're
comprehensible
having,
that he sat back.
It's
We're
fine
not asking
margins. It's
questions.
exactly fine margins.
they-
United beat themselves, bro.
I mean,
Amorim, I've been a big fan of Amorim all season. You guys, like, y'all know this. I've tried to take the blame away from Amorim, and I can still hear him out a little bit. But in this game in particular, he made so many mistakes.
Of course,
And that's
absolutely.
why I think we beat ourselves. When Spurs brought another center back, we're still with our 5 at the back setup. And I know that Euro was drifting into the midfield, dribbling as much as he could, and trying to break the line that way, but it did nothing. It did nothing. Why are you keeping 3 center backs on the pitch when we're going for a goal? Why are you keeping Garnacho on the bench till the 70th minute? Why are you keeping Mount on for that long? Why aren't you making any changes at halftime? Why aren't you making any changes at the 55th or something? When nothing's fucking working.
No, absolutely.
Why aren't you bringing a second striker on? Why did it take you that long to take off Højlund? These are fucking things that, despite Ange's good setup in this game, which we have to give credit to, like it could have been easily fucking just ran through if we just managed it right.
There's an absolute lack of creativity, a lack of chemistry, lack of cohesion in the game in Manchester United. You can tell the players don't know how to play with each other. It's as simple as that. I don't care, new system, whatever. The players don't know how to play with each other.
And we've known this, dude. We've fucking known this.
In the first half especially, how many times do Manchester United lose the ball after trying to string 3 or 4 passes together? It's embarrassing.
Well, and it's
the goal that Spurs score come from United losing the ball. It's Bruno that misplaces a pass, and Pat Matsar goes and sends in a beautiful cross. It's off of a dispossessed ball from Manchester United playing out and trying to play out from the back.
And again, the lineup that played. So is Ugarte hurt? Is that why he didn't play?
I don't think so.
No.
So why did Amorim go away from the lineup that absolutely decimated Bilbao? Because Dorgu was on the left. Luke Shaw didn't play. Bruno played in the right off of the striker instead of in midfield. There were so many things different from the last tie that you had.
Yeah.
And look what happened. There was no coherency. There was no attacking threat. There was like no sense of urgency within the team. And it's like you completely changed the squad that had worked for the past leg. And I just don't understand why the fuck you would do that.
Yeah.
Like I get Luke Shaw's like a big time player, I suppose, but like
you don't start Luke
Bruno
Shaw in the final
shined right off of the striker. He hasn't been. I mean, you can attest to it. Has he been as good?
He's kind of played both, but yeah.
But has he been better when he's like off of the striker? Would you say?
I think so. Yeah, 100%.
And
we needed that.
That's what I'm saying. And instead, it was Mount, and it was fucking. Who else?
What do you mean?
Off of the striker, it was Mount, and it was
Ahmad.
And Ahmad.
Yeah.
Who both didn't play in your.
They didn't play well at all.
Yeah.
They did not play well at all. That's another mistake that I didn't even mention from Amorim. I think obviously you had to win the midfield battle, so I understand that you want to quote unquote control the game, but I think you had that locked up. I think you could have played Ugarte in there or another midfielder in there, or get Colby Mainu on the pitch at some point, and you could have played Bruno at the 10 where he actually does well. There are 5 minutes left, and Bruno is lined up alongside the center backs.
He's the deepest player.
Facilitating out balls to Dorgu and Mazraoui or whoever else. But why is he that far deep?
Yeah, no, he shouldn't be that far deep. As soon as Bruno is that far deep and playing his kind of hopeless balls, long balls to the wingers, where you can tell there's a lack of creativity. That's like the last thing that. The last resort that Manchester United want to do is give Bruno the ball and try to let him facilitate. But it wasn't working, and it hasn't worked all season. Like, let's be honest. Whenever Bruno's that deep and tries to find a solution for Manchester United, it rarely works for them. It rarely does. Colby Mainu specifically, I want to talk about because why is he getting 2 minutes in a final when last year?
He started the finals in the Euros, bro.
Final. Oh, like I can understand he's had a difficult season. Was he injured? He was injured, right?
He was injured.
He was injured for most of the season. I can understand he's had a difficult season.
He struggled at moments too.
100%, 100%. But the fact that you play him for 2 minutes is absolutely disgraceful.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is being talked about as one of the best up and coming Manchester United players, and you don't develop him as a player. Like Amorim doesn't develop him. It's a problem.
Same thing starting to happen with Garnacho as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can even look at the FA Cup final last year. He gets man of the match in that game. You can in big games.
Yeah.
Colby Mainu generally shows up
In his short tenure, yeah, I would agree.
So how come he played 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the argument is that he doesn't fit in the system, and that's it. I think we've talked about in this pod before. He's not physical enough to play the 8s. He's not creative enough to play the 10. It's a very awkward position.
When you're chasing a goal, system goes out there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
100%.
And like 100%. That should also, again, the system thing with Ange and with Amorim, like, does that kind of like take away from your managerial prowess if you need certain players that can fit in your system? Like, I get it. You want players that suit your system well, and I understand that. But like, should the best managers not be able to get the best out of their players no matter what?
100%. 100%.
I understand they're in tough situations, but Ange did that today. After everything we've given, all the shit we've given him for being stubborn and for not being able to change up his system. I'm not saying he changed up his system in this game, but he certainly did well enough to win the fucking Europa League. First major trophy in 17 years. And Amorim changed his lineup from something that clearly worked in the last leg. And look what happened.
I was going to talk about Tottenham's league position and Manchester United's league position. I wanted to bring this up. I don't think Tottenham's league position reflects how they actually played and where they actually should be.
But for both teams, yeah.
I want to argue that I think Manchester United actually have played like a 16th place team this season.
United's issue has been we can... What?
No,
I just said...
United's issue is that we're, especially over the last couple of months, I think a big reason why we're in 16th is because we're prioritizing the Europa League. That went so well, didn't it?
That was like
It's because we were starting.
There was already 25 games of the Premier League played at that point. Let's be
I know, but by game week 28, we were starting Harry MS and Frederiksen at center back. Like that
doesn't excuse the other 28 games of the season.
Obviously not. But I'm just saying that's the difference between 13th and 17th, whatever it may end up being. We're fucked. We're shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not disagreeing
Absolutely.
with you on that. At any point here, Antoine, we're fucking shit. I do think we're better than our league position suggests, but not by a lot. 39 points.
Yeah. You guys have played like a team that deserves 39 points this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Ange, he's been laced with injuries all season. And he's maintained the system that he usually succeeds with if all his players are
Everyone's
fit.
healthy.
So can you really blame him for the injuries? Not really. At the end of the season, he wins a trophy. I think he should stay and get another go for the next.
Definitely gets another year, I would say.
think so.
After this.
I think so. But you can't really blame Tottenham's way of playing for their 17th place finish, whereas I think you can blame Manchester United's way of playing for their 16th place finish.
Yeah, but just blaming the way that they play is a vast oversight on the fucking players.
Yes, absolutely. The quality
Because
is lacking also.
we cannot forget the conversation we were having in late October when Ten Hag got sacked. Cool, like Ten Hag got sacked, but this also should be the time where we all agree
Absolutely.
that all the players need to go to.
100%.
All right, and a reason that I'm so upset at this result too is because getting to the Champions League would have given us funds to replace these players, but now these passionless mercenary fucking disappointments, a lot of them are gonna have to stay now, and that's so discouraging because these guys have been at the center of disappointment year after year after year, and the punishment, the biggest one for losing this game, is that we have to keep those guys on. Is that we cannot replace them with young, up-and-coming, bright sparks that would want to come here. And it's that hurts. And we'll get into the future talk, whatever. I don't even know how you begin to rebuild this team. I don't even know what happens. Oh my goodness. This game was a disaster from everybody. You can't individualize it. You can't blame it on one person or one set of people. I think the only United players that maybe come out of the game with at least an average performance was like Yoro and Dorgu. Like
I don't think many United players didn't have had a bad game.
Oh, I disagree. I thought they were all
disagree.
I
terrible.
thought Casemiro had a great game. I'm going to be honest. I thought Casemiro was probably your best player on that pitch.
He
Yoro
did
a
well
good
in
game. Patrick
controlling the
Dorgu had a
midfield,
good
but I
game.
mean, like
But it's
Casemiro's
just as a
like,
team, they don't glue. They don't
Yeah, they don't play together.
they don't play together.
yeah.
I
This
don't-
is United. United at the core was a discombobulated team before Amorim came in, and none of them are used to Amorim's system. So what the fuck do we expect here? We all accepted that either in January or this summer, a lot of them are going to have to go and a lot of new pieces are going to have to come. We fully accepted that because Amorim's system does not work with everybody. Even if you're a good player, then maybe the 3-5-2 doesn't work. Whatever. But now that can't happen, and that hurts, dude. Because now what happens this summer is that less players leave, less players come in, and now I don't see Amorim succeeding. I don't see him here past December. And now someone else will come in to steady the ship, and it'll just be a fucking disaster over and over again.
Yeah, it's looking like just the same trends over and over again.
I've been calling for a hard reset for a very long time now for this team.
How, Blake? How?
Get it
What
done.
does a reset look like?
I don't know. Get it done. You get frustrated when I say this, but teams have done it. Teams have done it before. Arsenal have done it. PSG did it. Barcelona did it. Hard reset.
Yes.
Where almost the entire core of the squad leaves, especially with especially with Barca and Arsenal.
It's a little different with Barcelona and Arsenal and PSG. PSG have the funds.
But why?
Barcelona have the best academy in the world.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't have La Masia. We have good young players coming through. Like, it looks good in the next couple of years.
This is their own doing. Again, I don't.
It is.
So then,
it is. I'm not disagreeing with you
so
on
then
that.
you-
But what the fuck do we do, Blake?
I don't
That's
know.
what I'm telling you. Oh, you just need to sell the players. Who's fucking buying them? Who's buying them?
I'm telling you that is what you need to do, and by any means necessary,
Who the
that should be your
fuck is taking
Saudi.
Cass-
Saudi.
No, they didn't want him last summer, Blake.
But
He's on
they want
400K
Bruno.
a week,
They want
Blake.
Bruno, who I've been calling for. You get Bruno. You can sell Bruno for $100 million easy.
I agree.
And there are
I
your
fucking
funds.
agree.
So
But
then
who
why are you
takes
yelling
Luke
at
Shaw?
me then?
Who takes Harry Maguire? Who takes
Look.
Victor Lindelof? Who takes Luke Shaw? Who takes Casemiro? Who takes fucking Hoyland? Who takes all these
Someone will
fucking
take
guys?
Hoyland because of
Someone
your
will take
system right now, because of the fucking shit that you're in. It will definitely be harder to sell the players that you need to. But a player like Bruno, who I've said you needed a hard reset on, who you said last week or 2 weeks ago that you might be considering selling him if the price is right because of the situation that you are in.
Sure.
That's the start.
Yeah.
And maybe that's all you need. Genuinely. Maybe that's all you fucking need. And obviously he's your best player. Obviously he's your captain or whatever. But sometimes that just has to be it. And if nothing else has worked for the past 5 years that you guys have been in this hellhole, why the fuck would you not just do it now? Get money where you can still cash in. He's still 31 or however old he is. He still has some legs to give a Saudi team. Why not cash in? Give it to Saudi. Get your money, and then there's the money for your reset that you need. At least a start.
No, I agree. I would think about selling Bruno heavily at the moment, because when are we next going to be in Europe? Maybe not for a couple of years. He's 30 now. Was it going to be like 33 when we can even start thinking about it again? Like, oh my God, I don't know, man. We sell Bruno, and then who do we replace him with? And do we have the funds? And where do the funds even go if we sell him for $100 million? Where do those funds go? Where do those funds go? Do they go straight into the transfer budget? I fucking doubt it. Do they go into the stadium rebuild fund? Maybe. Do they go into fucking hiring some more staff? Because Lord knows we need some of those. I doubt it. This club fucking deserves it.
There's also a massive factor that you guys are ignoring, is that does Manchester United have the pull to sign any big players now?
No.
They don't. They don't. Who wants to join Manchester United? You think a Ryan Cherky wants to join Manchester United? I don't think so. No. There's more exciting projects out there than a team who has finished 16th and are looking rock bottom.
No.
I'm sorry, there just are. It doesn't matter how many funds you have, how much money you can offer, which is not that much, but if Bruno goes, then maybe it'll be a little more than it is right now. But at the end of the day, top players want to play top football, Champions League football.
Agree.
And Manchester United can't offer that.
True.
Yeah.
That's why Gyökeres wants to go to Arsenal and not United.
Yeah. Bro, and this is like an alternate universe we're going into now, because before the game, we're having Romano come out and say United are in for a chance for Gyökeres. I go, yeah, okay, but maybe if we win this game, whatever, maybe there's a 1% chance. Pletigal is saying we're linked with Turkey. I go, okay, maybe not, but whatever. There's a world in which we make Champions League, and yeah, I wouldn't just want players that want to come because we're in the Champions League, but even if they have the utmost desire to play for United one day, then being in Europe or not, being in the Champions League or not, is going to have an impact on your desire to want to come here. It even would on me. I love United, but it would. And now we're not going to be able to pull in those top names. Now we're not in for a chance at a Gyökeres or Osimhen or a top striker. We're getting Liam fucking Delap. We're I guess Cunha coming. We'll get the here we go on Cunha either today or tomorrow, because the club will try to spin some positive fucking story, even though the deal's been done for a week.
But again, that's 60 million already gone.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for sure. A proven player, but is he really that good? Like, he's good, he's a good player. He's proven himself in this Wolves season. Probably been the only bright spot in this Wolves team.
Yep.
But is he really that guy that you want to take Manchester United to the next level with? Not sure he is.
Well, no, he's not taking us to the. I don't fucking know.
Why are you spending 60 million on him? Joao Neves was around that price. Kvaratskhelia was around that price.
Gyökeres will be around that price.
Gyökeres would be around that price.
Yeah. So I get frustrated because like there are just terms thrown around like you gotta rebuild, you gotta start over, you gotta sell everybody. But
It's like, where do you begin?
where do you begin and how do you go about it? Because it's not just a simple run up a Football Manager save and make it work. Like, no, this is a club in billions of debt. I don't know where the money is coming from, and I don't know like where any funds from transfers goes to. They're not going to be making any money from Europe. They're already down bad. We have another 200 in staff reductions coming up.
Yeah.
We're trying to fund the most expensive stadium in history, all while this is going on. But how?
The barbecue's called off too.
Yes, the barbecue's called off. Fucking losers. These are problems, dude. These are fucking problems.
What would you do in their shoes, Blake?
I told you I would get rid of Bruno.
Yeah, you think?
I think that's ground zero, and then use whatever money you can get from there, which is a lot of money. To
So what changed your mind in the past 2 weeks?
this loss.
If Manchester United win yesterday, we are having a completely different conversation.
I'm still flirting with the idea of selling Bruno, even if no, we're in Champions
Really?
League. No,
No,
I
you're
can't
not.
do that. I can't do that.
Like, you have to now. Like, you don't have to, but you kind of have to. You're scared about this money problem. Like, that is the quickest and easiest way to get a lot of funds injected into whatever thing you want it to be. Clearly, you have money. This is what pisses me off sometimes too, is that you, like you said, you complain that I say you have to reset. But your club isn't going to like fold. It's not like you're a company that's going to like just go under now because you're in so much debt. It's just the way you guys have been ran for the past however many years. So you still have money to sign Cunha for $65 million. And then when he doesn't work out, you're going to come back here and complain about recruitment. And it's been that way because that's the way your owners, and I get it, you want to complain about them, but that's the way your owners have run this club for the past however many years.
Yeah. I'm not complaining about recruitment in the past like year or two. Yeah, there's been hits and there's been misses, but generally the way we've gone about it is better. But the reason that we are in such a terrible place, this doesn't just happen overnight, right? This has been a 12-year process, and Jim Ratcliffe has been here for 18 months of that. The recruitment before that, the recruitment in 2016, 17, 18, 19 is the reason that we're here right now. 2021, 2022, the Ronaldo and Casemiro years, that's the reason why we're here right now. Not just because we've been run so terribly in the past 2 years. I'm not even saying that. Like, I haven't had a serious problem with any signings, but the idea of going out and spending big money on aging stars that are brought in to sell shirts and are not optimal for the setup of the team has set us back so far, alongside taking out dividends and paying yourself, alongside not injecting any money into the club yourself, alongside canceling Christmas parties and firing staff, alongside all this terrible shit that the Glazers have either been behind directly or have told somebody else to do.
Do you think United have reached rock bottom, or do you think there's lower times to come?
Oh, lad. I thought Moyes' first year was rock bottom. I thought Mourinho finishing sixth was rock bottom. I thought Mourinho getting fired was rock bottom. I thought Ollie getting sacked was rock bottom. I thought the Europa League Final in 2021 was rock bottom. Ollie getting sacked was rock bottom. I thought the 7-0 was rock bottom. I thought Rangnick, when he was here, I thought that was rock bottom. I thought last season was rock bottom. 59 points. I'd fucking bite somebody's hand off for 59 points right now. This is rock bottom. The scariest part about it is that we could fall deeper.
You were saying this before the pod, like, this is how big teams kind of start.
Well, and Goldberg was saying it too, like Sheffield Wednesday and Sunderland, and he was saying Preston. That's like way before our time, but still. I mean, obviously, the magnitude of Manchester United supersedes any of those clubs. But the point stands. This is how things work. That first of all, you get in debt, then you don't win, and then you can't sign players, and the cycle repeats. And then all of a sudden, you have no one left.
How different would this have been if the Saudi owners had come in?
The Qatar, you mean?
The Qatari owners had come in.
I don't even want to think about it, bro. I don't even want to think about it. It would have been debt paid off day one.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Debt paid off day one.
Yeah.
Glazers, gone.
Yeah.
Stadium, announced
Yeah.
and funded. Maybe under construction
Built,
by
bro.
now. Maybe under construction by now. A complete rehaul of the team. You think Man City spending $350 million a window was bad? Oh, that's pennies compared to what United would have spent.
Yeah.
We would have done it in the most down bad, unethical,
Overpaid players.
fucking
Yeah.
game is gone way
Yeah.
ever seen in football. Oh, we'd be in the Champions League right now.
Absolutely. You bet you would be. 100%.
But instead, we have this
You
masterpiece.
You know the saying? The Qatari owners do it best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From experience?
From experience.
Yeah.
Proof is in the pudding.
So, can we get to like Onana himself?
Yeah.
Well,
we
let's
get
go. Let's go player by player.
Okay.
Bro.
Let's
Honestly,
start,
like
well, we should-
full fucking
Okay.
assessment of everybody. Let's go. United report card. Let's do it.
Verse number 2. What's my name? Make a save. Not everybody knows how to win a trophy.
Oh, yeah.
Knows how to make a save. Knows how to win a
This is getting
game.
cut, by the way.
But Onana, you're so bad at football. Flopping everywhere.
Two verses.
You should be
Two verses.
embarrassed.
verses.
United, I really want to see if you will ever win a game again. United, I really want to see if you get relegated because of Onana. Yes, United, the Europa League.
Is this racist?
What? How? How is it
keep
racist?
going.
Oh no, okay, that's all.
Wow.
But actually, my last verse was he cost United the Europa League. Sideman charity goalie, XQC. Anyway, that's actually it.
Oh
that's
my
actually
God.
it. That's actually it. That's actually
This
it.
this is a legendary moment.
That's actually
We
it.
were talking about what we were going to do for episode 100. This has to be included.
Yeah, that's actually it. This is all done at
This
the
is
gym
legendary.
yesterday, but
Yeah. This clip is coming out tonight.
All right.
Player by player.
Player by player. Who? Okay, I'll say this. Who of the United team doesn't have to go?
Doesn't have to go?
Doesn't have to immediately.
Oh, I thought we were
leave?
assessing their games.
I know.
game,
I know.
I mean.
We will. But who of the United team just
Doesn't have to leave?
does not have to leave?
Oof, that's a tough question.
I think I can count on one hand.
Amad Diallo,
Yep. Euro,
Lenny Yoro,
Yeah.
Joshua Zirkzee,
Dorgu.
Patrick Dorgu.
I mean, if you don't include I mean, maybe at this point, Kobe needs to go too.
chill.
No, genuinely, he does not fit in Amorim's system
Bro,
whatsoever. And if I was him, I'd be thinking about it.
Good
Genuinely,
players know how to adapt to
Garnacho's
systems.
gone. We'll get onto him.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fucking who? Is there anybody else?
Licha, you're keeping.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I
guess.
forgot about him.
Yeah.
Did you see him yesterday? His haircut, bro. He looks like
He might have to go too. He's too injury prone.
Yeah, that's true.
literally every
Would he get
single
5,
one of our
6?
center backs are injury prone. If you don't include like Harry Amass.
Yeah, of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. I hope our youngsters coming through deliver, man.
Yeah, you better hope they do.
Max Dowman got called up for the Arsenal squad. Do you see that?
Oh, he's gonna be a player.
Max Dowman. He's like another.
Is he?
Another
like-
Noneri.
Yeah, young,
Okay.
talented
Okay.
midfielder / attacker.
Good for him. Good
Yeah,
for him.
15.
15?
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Max Dowman, baby.
Okay.
Nice.
We'll keep an eye out.
Ibrahimov, Shea Lacey.
Might sign him on Leonard's Little Boys.
Who?
Max Dowman.
Oh yeah, do it.
Yeah?
Buy low.
Yeah, I just
Sign
have to
those
go.
two. Sign
I'll
those
arrange
two
a
as
meeting and then.
Who are the people you're talking about? You're talking about United players?
Ibrahimov,
Mm.
Shea Lacey. There's another.
Is that what we're doing? Ibrahim Mbaye,
Oh, you better.
Sani Mayulu,
Wait, why do I know those
Axel
names?
Christian Tape.
Christian.
His name is Tape.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Christian tape or tape?
No. All right. Yeah, I better hope the fucking youngsters coming through deliver, man, because
Axel Tape Cobrisa.
Let's put like little. That's Leonard's little boys
yeah,
right now.
17, center back. Played a couple times in the league for us this season. Yeah. Anyways, back to more pressing matters, as they say.
Onana. go.
Onana. Where do you begin?
No,
Is the
I
question.
See, but who takes Onana is my question.
What do you mean? Oh, like where are they going?
No. I just mean like,
I need Onana.
but
to
how
stay
how
so
how do
bad.
you get him off your hands, and who do you bring in?
It's a great question. It's a great question.
Nah,
There's a couple.
Let's get James Trafford. James Trafford's
There's a
gonna
couple
come to us.
goalkeepers this season that have low key like an underrated season. Like in the Serie A, there's a couple keepers there
Yeah.
that can maybe come and it would be an upgrade for them, right? But wouldn't be
Yeah.
top of the.
No,
top.
I'm not need to say. He'll stay. He'll stay another year.
He'll stay.
He'll
He'll
stay?
fucking stay.
Which is fantastic.
No, I think if
I think he'll stay.
if I'm United,
Which I'm.
that's like the position I'm.
He genuinely
targeting.
might be like one of my favorite players. Like
No,
to
what
watch.
the
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, he is genuinely to watch. He's definitely one of my favorite players.
He's definitely most
when
entertaining to watch.
When it was 0-0, Blake is like, I need not a mistake right now.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Ask and you shall receive.
He's just so lost.
it's
I've seen
questionable.
him do that fucking dive at least 20 times, where he's just nowhere near it and he dives like a fucking fish. Just
Yeah. I was thinking like the most entertaining players to watch.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
Onana makes that list.
he's totally on that list.
Yeah.
It's like undeniable. He's so fun to watch.
But yeah, where do you begin? Like you're glued on your line. It's not the first time we've seen this. The number 100 something mistake in a United shirt.
Yeah.
Like we're reaching Barthez level now. Remember him? He was nicknamed Butterfingers.
No.
And I think Onana's now probably having a worse time at United than he was.
Yeah. Damn.
Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw.
Get him the
Shaw.
fuck out of my club.
Really?
I want to talk about someone who doesn't fit the system either. I know he's been
Straight
Luke
up,
Shaw.
get him
I mean,
out of
like
the club.
system, no system. Where the fuck? He's just shit.
Yeah.
He's just shit. I don't care what the system is. He's just shit. He used to be one of the best. He used to be one of the best left-sided.
Just say how it is. He
defenders.
used to be one of the best left backs in the league.
yeah.
Yeah,
He did.
he was. He was one of the best in the world at a little point there, and then that point is a long time ago now. And injuries and diet issues, perhaps, like just
Couple
cut your
TikTok.
losses, get him out. But again, I don't know how long he has left on his contract, but who the fuck is buying Luke Shaw?
I mean, there's definitely teams in like Spain.
Wrexham? Wrexham would totally get Luke
Maybe
Shaw.
no, but you're saying who's like smaller
They're not buying
teams
Luke Shaw.
in Spain that like fight for Europe would definitely benefit from a Luke Shaw from these players that you say no one would get, no one would buy. Like you don't understand how big the market is.
No,
Yeah,
of course.
And every like promoted team is always looking for
100%
talent
That's
that
true.
has been
but
in
this
the
is
league.
but when you buy a player, you need to either take on their contract or the player needs to agree on a buyout with the team that's selling him, and that rarely happens. 2 years ago, McTominay and Maguire were on the verge of going to West Ham, but because their wages were so high, we couldn't sell them because we couldn't agree on a severance package for Maguire, and West Ham thought McTominay's wages were too high. So yeah, there will be teams out there that think like, oh, Luke Shaw, he's a decent player, but he's not good on those wages. We can't get him for those wages.
There's no way.
United are not gonna. United would borderline have to take a loss to take Luke Shaw, and then have to spend another 30 million to replace him. So Luke Shaw might be bad, but United might just keep him because he'll be a bench option. We won't literally use him that much, but we'd rather keep him on our books because it'd be more expensive to replace him for somebody that probably wouldn't start over Dorgu. That's the fucking problem here. And the more that he stays, the longer he stinks it up, and then that breeds a culture of fucking failure around the dressing room. It spreads to other people, and then we end up in these situations. Because you keep players on like this. Why the fuck is Victor Lindelof a Manchester United player in the year of our Lord 2025? Why the
Getting
fuck?
booked on the bench, by the way.
Why the fuck is he still here? Why the fuck is Johnny Evans here?
To be fair, Lindelof did start in that second leg against Bilbao.
Yeah.
Because no one else was fit.
Put
No
in-
one
put
else
in a
was.
shift,
No
apparently.
one else was
That's-
fucking. No one else was fucking fit. Aiden Heaven starts over him when they're both healthy. He did.
What a signing he's been, by the way.
He's been a fine
been
signing
injured.
when he's been healthy, but then he just got that fucking injury.
Yeah.
Hopefully he ends up good in the future. But
Hope not.
if he's not, then I wouldn't be fucking surprised because look at the seniors in the dressing room that he's coming up after. Fucking idiots, dude.
Let's stay on track with the team here.
What's the point of this? We're just talking about how shit everyone is.
He said he's player by player, no?
Yeah, but why?
I don't know.
What's the point?
There's
Like,
there's-
You're not enjoying this, Blake?
No, I am. I just want to see.
there's definitely players that we need to talk about.
Also, you don't get to play victim. You do not get to play victim. You sauntered your ass in here with a suit after we fairly nobly,
Yeah.
lost in the Champions League.
Didn't play a semifinal, but yeah, you lost.
Oh my God! Don't do this again.
You did.
Don't do this again.
It wasn't very noble. It was not a good performance.
But let's get into
Julian
let's-
literally said no. He literally said that he thought that we played better and deserved to win, but apparently it was not a good performance.
When did I say you deserve
Nah.
to win?
Or if a goal was in the game, it's
Say
different.
If
You literally
if
said
think
those words,
Arsenal
but
is better
anyway.
than PSG in the
I didn't
semifinal,
say that. I
No,
didn't
know,
say
I know,
that.
But there's a
also
problem.
relax. It was a fine performance. Whatever. It's fine.
You
can
were
cry
you
about
were
it.
outclassed.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. You didn't play a semifinal.
This guy always has to be right.
Anyway,
Now I hope you fucking lose too,
Anyway,
bitch. Anyway,
let's-
you deserve
Maguire.
everything that's coming for you. Everything, because you started your ass in here with the suit and you thought you were all funny and cute, and now look what happened. So don't play victim. You
so
deserve
next
it.
time Arsenal lose, will you deserve
No,
it?
it's fucking even, dumbass. That's how these things work.
Well, I've walked into the studio a lot more times with pain in my heart than you have. Let's
What are you
fucking make that clear.
That's a fair
I've
point.
suffered a lot more banter than you have on this podcast.
Yeah,
Let's be
okay.
fucking
I've
real.
suffered more
The
heartbreak.
moment we started this podcast was right when Arsenal emerged out of their banter era. If you want to talk about
my
want to talk about pain and all of that and banter that you've had to endure, you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
You want to talk about talk to me about you fucking doubling our points tally this season. Talk about that. Talk about us not winning, not being able to win 2 games in a row all season long.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Never mind fucking not cutting my hair until United win 5 games in a row. We haven't won 2. We have not won 2 games in a row all season long.
Really?
Yes.
I swear you guys were at like 3 at some point.
No, you had to have won 2 in a row.
Maybe in all comps. But I know in the Premier League we have not won 2 games
Okay,
in a
in the
row.
Premier
That's
League,
where it counts.
There you go. Yikes.
Let's get into Bruno talk.
Okay.
Like, what did you think of his performance?
Oh my God.
This podcast is all over the place.
What was he doing?
The best player on paper on the pitch, and
No.
Holy shit.
and you pull out a performance like that,
No.
Hollywood balls, no precision,
loses the ball on the goal.
careless. I don't know. He was
It
bad.
is him that gives the ball away on the goal.
And if you're gonna lead by
Simply
example, man, like that's just
the
not
biggest
what I'm
players show out in the biggest games, and Bruno is simply not a big game player.
saying. See, again, right there, Julian. Right there. That is the problem with your club. That's been the problem with your club for so long. Why are you not denying the truth that's right in front of you? See how you hesitate? You went like this.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
He's not. And even if you want him to be, he's still not good enough. He proved today he's not good enough to be. He couldn't even make a perfect pass. One decent pass.
And it's not even like it's a Champions League final. Like, it's a final, yes. It's a European final, yes. If you win, you are probably cemented as a very big player, important player in United's history. But it's a Europa League final against 17th place Spurs. It's not like it's the Champions League final against prime Barcelona here.
Yeah.
And you still can't show up. You still pull in that awful performance. Might have actually been the worst player on that pitch. Probably not. There's probably worse players on there. But if you want me to rank some bad players on the pitch, he's
up
definitely up high on the list.
Bruno is definitely a player who can win with a team, but not as the number one option.
I agree. I mean, look at what he's doing as number 1 option. Like,
Don't get me wrong. If he's not in your team this season, you guys are probably relegated.
Ugh.
Let's not forget everything that he has brought to you this season. He's been your best player
Yeah.
for probably one of the worst teams this season. He's been the best player in probably one of the worst teams this season. Don't get me wrong on that. But man, the one game where you need to show up after all these compilations of TNT showing the fans saying, "Bruno, we love you. You're our leader. Bring us the trophy. Bring us Champions League football. Save us." And then you pull that performance out of your ass. Oh my God.
he should not have played in the fucking pivot, dude. That's what annoys me the most. If he had played at number 10, where he had actually been playing well, then maybe he could have fucking done something. Like, the setup wasn't optimal, and yeah, he didn't play well, but I mean, like, we're wasting our breath individualizing it. Like, yeah, the Bruno conversations are valid, but if he's gone in the summer, then why the fuck does it? What the fuck does it matter for? Again, like, he's been our best player this season, and yeah, everybody's been shit. But whatever. Like, I just don't want to.
So what's a realistic points tally for United next season? Assuming you get Cunha, maybe you sign another defender or a midfielder.
I can't say that until I know our team in August. Okay. I have no idea what our team's going to be in August. It could be the exact same as it is right now. It could be 10 players out, 10 players in. I have no fucking idea. No fucking idea. And I hope that next year it's about development. It's about leaning in on the younger players more. I hope that there isn't too much expectation and toxicity and vitriol for the system and the process. Obviously, if it's going so bad, then yeah, changes will have to be made. But I don't even want to think about expectations for next season until I know what the team is going to look like. And let's be real, the team is not going to look good. The team is going to, we're going into a dark age for United. And I think we're going into a couple of years of, 8th, 9th place finishes will be seen as satisfactory. And that is fucking depressing, man. And maybe Cunha will come in and do well. I don't fucking know.
That's also the thing. If a new manager comes in and does better, even just by a little bit for Manchester United, the board is going to look at that and say, yeah, that's fine. We'll keep him. Even if they finish 13th next season. If a new manager comes in tomorrow and finishes 13th next season for United, they'll probably look at it as an improvement.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. If we brought in Southgate instead of Amorim, we would probably be in a higher league position. Maybe we would have recovered to the top half, whatever. It could have been 9th or 10th or whatever. But I guarantee you, it would not have solved anything in the long term. All of our fucking issues still would have been there. Like, Luke Shaw would have had a new manager's bounce. What the fuck does that do for us?
So you're sticking with Amorim until...
The idea around Amorim was always short-term pain, long-term gain. But we just got to see the gain. But with these players, I don't expect any gain. I just expect pain.
It's okay, man.
He laughed too.
Yeah, I did.
And you'll get yours coming. If you lose, you're right. Actually, you'll get yours coming too.
Not really. For what? Not really.
No.
Yeah, you will.
No.
You will.
You're comparing Manchester United's...
Also, you were cheering for United.
I was.
You were sat here a week ago going like, I think you'll do it, man. Like, I am cheering for you.
I thought you would win. It's so funny
you said
that
you're cheering
lost.
for us. Yeah, you came in dancing.
Well, it's so funny that you lost. I'm not praising Spurs. Like, they didn't...
Let's be real. You would not be this happy if Spurs lost. You would not be this happy. You would not have walked to my house, and you would not have come into this basement.
Can I just say, it would have been a boring-ass episode.
Yeah, it would have been lame as fuck.
It would have been shit.
You don't like Arsenal. You don't hate Arsenal as much as I hate United. Yet you still came in with that stupid suit with that smirk on your face. So don't do this right now. Don't.
No, I get it. But it's also the team that we lost to.
Yeah. Okay.
If you had gone out of the Champions League in the semis to City, I would not have been happy. Because I'm cheering for you in that situation.
Yeah, I'm not happy that they won, but I'm also happy that United lost. Like, it was a lose-lose, but it was also a win-win.
Actually, let me not, because you wanted Liverpool to win the league.
Yeah, that's true. You did want that, so fuck you.
I was really annoyed at you in that moment. I won't lie to you.
Nah,
we're not doing this. Anyway, but no, Tottenham, like, in the long term, realistically, they're going to get bounced in the groups. Actually, they'll probably make it to the round of 16.
Maybe top 24.
Yeah, they'll probably make it to they'll make it to the knockouts.
Yeah.
But realistically, what this does for them is, taxes their thin squad out. That's even going to be even maybe thicker when they sign some players in the summer. But it's a thin squad as it is now. A lot of injury-prone players. A lot of players getting older. We don't know what Sonny's going to be next year. Dom Solanke was a fucking failure of a signing. He was awful this season, if we're being honest. Yeah. He wasn't good. So for them, sure, money, pull, maybe some more players. But it's the fact that they won a trophy. That's the part for as an Arsenal fan that sucks. But again, it's not the trophy. It's not the trophy that I wanted Arsenal to win. It's not the trophy that Arsenal has been in the running to win. This was the worst Europa League campaign in the last 10 years. And that's undeniable. How the fuck did these two teams get there?
Yeah.
So Bodo fucking glimped. was the 4th best team in this Europa League. And you're going to tell me that this was a good fucking Europa League tournament? No. Sure, whatever, they won it.
I think you're only saying that because you actually watched the final. There have been many years where you have not.
Dude, your tie was awful too. The Bilbao tie was terrible.
No,
it was over.
but I'm talking about in years gone by when it was even worse teams in the
No,
final.
I watched your final. I watched the Sevilla final. Oh, one of the Sevilla finals.
Yeah.
A lot.
There's like 4.
Yeah. But no, but I don't need to just watch the final. Look at the teams that were there. It was bad. It was really bad.
It bothers me because at the beginning of the season, or at the beginning of the year, I said Lyon could win the Europa League. When I look at the level of these teams that in the Europa League, I seriously think Lyon could have actually done something.
Yeah, same with
And
Lazio.
if there's a year that they could have actually won a European trophy, it was this year.
one. Yeah.
Because you look at what Bilbao did against United, and then you look at the final level that they played that.
Yep.
That was awful. We haven't given enough credit to Tottenham, I think.
Yeah.
And we have to. We were
y'all
talking
do
about
your
United
thing.
this entire time.
Y'all do your
But
thing.
You could do that.
to end a trophy
Proxy
drought
Tottenham
of
fan.
17 years, I don't care how bad you played. I don't care how bad your league position is. That is an achievement that is putting you in the history of the club forever. It simply is. And that quote, I always win
Cold as
things in
fuck.
my second year.
Cold as fuck.
That is one of the hardest quotes ever
Yeah.
in footy. How could you say that at the beginning of the season, put out a season like that, and then still deliver at the end of the season? That's incredible.
It's crazy.
Seeing Son lift a trophy in a Spurs kit, I thought was incredible. Seeing tears come out of his eyes, that was great.
Look,
That was
man.
great, and he deserves it. He deserves it. This entire year has been the year of breaking curses in football. I feel like.
Yeah.
You had Newcastle winning the Carabao.
Mm-hmm.
Newcastle winning the Carabao Cup after what is it, 50-something years,
Yeah.
70-something years. You had Bologna winning the Coppa Italia after 50-something years. Harry Kane winning his first trophy.
Palace.
Crystal Palace winning their first ever trophy. Heung-min Son winning a trophy for Tottenham. Tottenham breaking their trophy curse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's next? PSG winning their first ever Champions League.
Oh,
So that it can go full circle.
there you go.
Anyone that has said this season that the season has been boring, he is so. Oh my god.
Wasn't even listening.
Yeah, he's not.
He's out.
When you edit this, cut to him whenever.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
Oh, I will.
Multiple times too. But no, anyone that has said that this season is boring needs to seriously reconsider.
The Premier League season has been boring.
The Premier League season, sure, but that's about it. This
Yeah.
season has been
Yeah,
incredible
yeah.
in all fronts apart from the Premier
This has
League.
been like one of the best Champions League.
I seriously think this has been one of the best seasons in recent memory.
No.
It has. It
No.
has. Everything. You look at the level of football that the top teams have been playing. at.
Champions League, yeah.
The underdog runs of many, many clubs.
Okay.
Napoli could be winning the Scudetto again. Like,
Not really an underdog though.
no, they're not. But at the beginning of the season, you don't really expect Napoli
Yeah,
to
fair.
win the
After everything they
Scudetto.
went through. Yeah, that's fair.
Scott McTominay leaves Manchester United to win a trophy. How about that?
Yeah, bro. You know. I feel like Scott would do good as a 10 maybe.
No. I think he needs to stay. You know, if Napoli win the league, Scott McTominay is Serie A MVP. You know that, right?
That's so funny.
That is funny.
You know who I think. I don't know if you probably caught this joke in the last, but genuinely, like, why did imagine United kept Dean Henderson?
I saw that. I was gonna make a clip out of it because you were like, "What's his name?" Dean Henderson. Yeah, I don't think it would have done much of a difference.
It's just
Well,
funny
to
in
be
honest.
hindsight.
Really wanted to.
But yeah,
How did David do this season?
he played? Who's he playing for?
Fiorentina.
Fiorentina? Not sure. Eliminated in the semifinals of the Conference League. I know that,
Yep.
Mm.
but haven't been really following Fiorentina apart from Moise Keane. Cracking player he is.
Is he on loan or is he gone?
No, he's in Fiorentina. Like he's a Fiorentina
sold.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, bro. We have Rashford, Anthony, and Sancho coming back this summer.
You could use all three of those at their
Fuck
peaks.
out of here.
Anthony,
Yeah, give him one more shot.
I said that Anthony would have bounced back, and he fucking did.
I know.
yeah, he's been great.
He could still do a job at United.
That's why maybe it's not the recruitment. Maybe it's literally just your club is
Yeah,
toxic.
maybe.
That is a big part of it. 100%. 100%. That's what I was talking about.
Also, the
with
pressure that comes
fucking,
with it, though.
Yes, we are.
Oh.
Like you're expected to perform. Right
Oh
away.
no, we're not having this. We're not having this
Or you
conversation
know, why?
because the Leafs have this
the
exact
least,
same
yeah,
conversation.
the least.
No, it's actually the stupidest fucking excuse ever. Then fucking don't play football. You know how much of a privilege it is to play for a club like this, to play where you can literally walk anywhere and anywhere in Manchester and everyone will know who you are.
Yeah.
It's a fucking privilege, not a fucking hindrance. A privilege to have this much love and affection and eyes watching you. If you're not big enough, if you don't have the wherewithal to withstand that, leave, go somewhere else, or don't play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I see it a little bit. I won't lie.
I don't.
I think it's worse. I think it's worse than the Leafs pressure. I think you have that opinion because you're associating it with the Leafs. I think it's almost worse with United than the English media.
But there's pressure.
Because the English media, no.
Pressure everywhere.
No.
And the Toronto media is the same.
No, it's not. It's not the same.
A little less racist, but the same.
It's like some couple of the stories that I've seen. Remember last year when Onana dropped his keys outside of the training?
No.
He dropped his keys in front of his car. The Daily Mail comes out with a story. Andre Onana with another mistake as he drops his keys outside the United training ground. Swear to fucking God. Swear to fucking God. And there's paparazzi outside the training ground that actually made a story.
That's a great headline.
Out of him like making a mistake. Or like there'll be paparazzi outside of like every nightclub, or like as you're getting changed in the morning and go out to your balcony. There's fucking I've seen pictures over the years of United players waking up in the morning shirtless on their balcony. Why the fuck are we taking pictures of that?
Why are you looking at them?
Because it will be on. I'm not looking that up.
Yeah, but
Stop right there. No, I'm not looking that shit up. But it comes up. Because some weirdo from the Sun got up at 6 a.m. to go capture Harry Maguire in his morning routine. What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, but you cannot forget all the money that they're making when they do win, how great it feels when they won the FA Cup.
Of course.
So it goes both ways. And
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with that. These players, I sympathize with the insane pressure that's on them, the slander they get, the fucking death threats they get sometimes. But big picture, you need to they do need to lock in. I absolutely agree with that. But it's that mixed with the bad culture of United, mixed with the lack of quality, mixed with the history of United, and it's always a recipe for disaster. Always a recipe.
So then
for disaster.
keep the players then. If that's the mindset you have, and it's like too big for them, and it's like a scary thing playing for United.
I don't want to keep them, bro. What part of this podcast has told you that I want to keep these players?
That's what happens if you just chalk it up to it being too big of a task for it's the pressure's too big and it's hard to play for United.
That's not my point here, Blake. Why are you simplifying it so much?
Because you shouldn't even that shouldn't even be on your mind,
bro.
That shouldn't even be.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying.
But you just went into a 10-minute conversation.
I'm not saying we should be keeping players because I feel bad for them.
Though.
I'm saying if we brought in Victor Gyökeres this summer, the fucking media would eat him up even more than if he went to Arsenal.
Yeah, but that's everywhere. If you went to Madrid, if you went to City, if you went to Liverpool, if you went to Barcelona, sure, the English media and the United media.
I know,
but
then you mix that with all the bad options. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, sure.
It's not fucking easy to be a United
It's just an
player.
excuse. You just always have an excuse,
It's not a
Julian.
fucking excuse.
So then why'd you bring it up?
Because it's a valid fucking thing. It is.
But it's an excuse of why you think they won't play well.
No. It's, oh my God, bro. Stop trying to fucking mix up my words.
That's what you just said, Julian.
It is a real fucking thing. If you went to Manchester United as a starting goalkeeper, as one of the best goalkeepers in the world, you would struggle with that. You would. And I would feel bad for you to a certain extent.
I don't feel bad. Why would you feel bad? They're paid to do this. That's their job. David De Gea was paid to do it. Van der Sar was paid to do it, and he did it at a high rate. It's their job to do it. Don't feel bad for them because they're failing at their jobs.
Bro, David De Gea would get hated on sometimes to levels that would be
after
way
winning
too
Premier League
fucking
titles
high.
too. Don't hate.
Bro, I'm not making excuses for these guys. I've told you for an hour that all of them need to go. I just told you that.
So then why'd you bring up that thing? Why'd you just bring up that point?
We all brought it up. You started the fucking conversation,
No,
Blake.
you did. You said.
You did. Because you brought up the Leafs.
No, you brought
it up.
No, I didn't.
You brought it up.
You literally brought it up. You brought up brought up that the media, it's too much pressure. And I said, no, we're not having that conversation. And then we started having that conversation. Okay, there you go. It wasn't me. We needed one crash out.
This is the regeneration.
Look, I just don't think it's an excuse. I don't even think it's a valid point. It's a point to make for our humanity aspect, but from a footballing aspect, no. There is no validity
human
to it.
beings. No, money doesn't solve every issue.
Humanity aspect, sure. Footballing aspect, no.
I absolutely agree with Blake.
No. Absolutely not. It's a privilege not a hindrance. If you make it a hindrance, you're not strong enough. You're not mentally fortitude, and it's the wrong job for you.
Absolutely. Would you struggle with it if you went to United?
Oh, well, yeah.
100%.
But also, what I want to do is act. Put me in a Marvel movie, I'm sure I will have mental struggles, but I will fucking do everything I can to prove that I belong there.
Yeah.
That's the mindset you should have.
Yeah.
100%. It's in anything in life, to be honest.
Yeah.
These guys have played big games their entire careers. They should know what it's. I mean, they don't know what it's like to play for Man United, but they know what it's like to perform in relatively big stages.
Yeah.
Does that wrap it up? Like, what
I don't know.
how long have we been going?
How are we going for?
An hour.
Oh wow!
I mean, yeah, for one club, it's
For one
two
game,
clubs, I guess. Yeah,
For one
that's
game.
all we really need to talk about, though.
Garnacho.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we can go Garnacho.
You guys go Garnacho.
So what was it? Garnacho came out and said what?
He said, I don't know, something about like the season's been so shit, and then I only played 20 minutes or something at the end of it all. Is that kind of right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said. I was playing good all season or something like that. But It's been a shit season, and then I play only 20 minutes in the final. Why?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. That's for sure.
United-
Did you see what his brother posted?
Yeah,
on
I
his story
did see
too?
that. Yeah.
What do you post?
He was like, only 17 minutes. Why do you do this? Or something
Yeah,
like
same
that.
thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
I'd be
crazy.
pissed if I was him. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I'd be pissed if I was him too. But in him saying this, there's that big ego thing that kind of strikes out at me. I
It
kinda-
does,
Yeah.
So if I'm
And when you're Lamine Yamal, sure, you can have that ego.
100%.
But when you're
Alejandro Garnacho,
Yeah.
who
Yo, United and wingers, man, they just cannot keep
I
one.
know.
They can't keep them happy.
I don't know.
It's impossible.
Julian's done. Julian's done for the day. I
I
think.
don't know what else.
He's
to
clocking
fucking
I think
know.
that is pretty much it.
I mean, there is. I don't feel.
Eric Ten Hag to Leverkusen.
Hmm.
You just know he was gonna cook too.
They might win a league again.
Yeah. No. Joe.
Xavi, please sell Rodrigo to Arsenal.
Mhm.
I can't wait to do my Arsenal transfer window. I can't wait.
We have
It'll
to
be so fun.
figure out what club we're doing next.
Yeah.
Or first. Probably this guy's club.
That'll
That's
cause my brain to explode.
That's true. Yeah. I have to sit down for a couple hours doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the fuck are we gonna replace? Let's say Shaw, Maguire,
He's back at this.
Casemiro, Hoyland. Garnacho, Lindelof, Eriksson, and maybe Lisandro Martinez. How the fuck are we replacing all of them, bro? Who the fuck is buying them, and who are we bringing to replace them, bro? Mason Mount, too. That's 9. Bruno Fernandes, maybe. That's 10.
The one thing I will say that might help you is that like it's not always about buying. Like sometimes you just do have to suffer through their contracts. That's what Arsenal did with a lot of the shitty contracts, and it sucks. But it's like sometimes that's like the way you got to do it.
But like I said, with the Shaw thing, you keep them there, and their shitness spreads.
yeah,
It's like a virus. You need to fucking cut it off wherever it is. And if it sounds crazy, but it's true. If you are a young player coming through for United and the senior members of the squad are constantly injured, not applying themselves, putting in subpar performances and still starting, and ultimately not being the best version of themselves, before you know it, you're going to become the exact same player. And the standard is set, and the culture becomes permanent. And that's what's happened with United. And that is why I don't see us getting any better for years. Next thing we know, the players that we expect to perform, like Ahmad, are going to become shit too. And that just continues to fucking just be it, dude.
Also,
And
how good even is Ahmad?
He's a decent player.
Okay.
I think the injury kind of hindered him. He was doing a good job against Udogie in the first half.
Okay.
yeah, he was quiet.
Kind of quieter in the second half.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think his injury this season kind of
Okay.
hindered him.
Hoyland too. Like there's 10 players
But see, like
that need replacing.
Hoyland,
Hoyland's
that
a
annoys
different
me.
situation.
Hoyland, like the players like Eriksson and Lindelof, like those aren't like they're oldies. They probably need to go. But players like Hoyland, it's like you committed to this guy. It was your club that committed to him, not like less than 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you already want to get rid of him. Like that's a problem. That just shows how
Not
deeply
everything works out. Nicholas Jackson might leave Chelsea this summer because that hasn't worked out.
I know, but there's
That happens at
there's
every
less
club.
margin for error when it's you. You told me that there's less margin for error because you guys are
course.
broke.
Yep.
So it's harder,
sure, man.
It's harder for these things to just
But
let go of when you need the money.
Absolutely.
You need the money to have worked. You
Yeah.
need the price to have been for a valid reason for the player.
yeah, but it's better to cut your losses than to stick with a player that clearly isn't cut out for United.
It's fair.
And then you bring in Liam Delap and celebrate 15 goals in a season. Whoopee.
I'm certainly
That's
excited.
that's good though.
In all comps, that's okay. It's not what you
Oh,
want
in
when
all
a starting
comps?
United
Oh, in all
striker.
comps?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. How much? 15?
15 goals in all
that's not good.
comps is that's
that's-
just not good. Especially if you're starting a lot of games, it's not good.
You know, Baller League
Yeah.
is on FOMO.
Yeah, I know it is.
Good for them.
I've been following.
Cool,
Definitely
man.
excited to see what's going to happen next with United. Specifically,
Well, it's going to
next
be
season.
entertaining.
Oh,
it
it's gonna
might
be-
be fucking
oh.
heartbreaking for me, but
Yeah, it's going to be entertaining from us.
I'm
for us.
I want the new season to start so I can like laugh at them losing again.
Yeah?
You know?
Like, you don't really have much laughing to do anymore.
No. And like
yes, you do.
no.
Yes, you do. This
Well,
summer, you're going to be laughing.
hopefully.
Yeah.
But even the last like 10 or so game weeks, like
Yeah.
they lost, I don't care.
Yeah.
Tottenham lost against Chelsea or whatever, or Villa.
That's
I
why
don't
this
care.
loss sucks so much. This is a get out of jail free card. This is a band-aid. This is a scapegoat. This is a light at the end of the tunnel. And that's exactly what Tottenham are feeling right now. For United, now that you lost, it's a reality check. Holy shit, we are 16th place in the Premier League with no future proposition or chance to get out of this hole.
Yep.
And we have not only no Champions League, we have no Europe, period. No players want to come to us. We're paying extortionate wages to players who have not delivered. And nobody can buy them. Saudi thought Casemiro
Wasn't worth
had too high of a wage
Yeah.
last summer.
it. That just paints the picture.
Saudi.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia thought Casemiro was overpaid.
Arabian Nights.
On that note, it's,
Arabian days. Okay, we can
it's
leave.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say, lads. This podcast has been all over the place. Sorry. For
I
that,
want to say I'm
viewers.
sorry, Julian. Like I'm not sorry. Like
No, you're not sorry. So don't even try.
yeah, but you weren't.
No,
Sorry.
you're not sorry.
You weren't sorry when you
You're
did
not
this to
sorry.
me either. So.
You're not sorry. You're not sorry.
Am I sorry?
No, you're not.
I don't think I am.
No.
I
You know
hate
what?
you.
But I would expect you to react the same way if PSG were in this
Yes,
situation.
exactly. This is how podcasts work. It's
Exactly.
all out of love, except for your team. I hate your team, but I love
No,
you.
I'm cheering for PSG, bro. When we do our Champions League preview, I'll be sat here in my white Jordan PSG kit. I will be.
I'm neutral, but I.
But
pretty
now,
want
but
them
now
to win.
you're trying. But now I have. Not gonna lie, the chances of me coming in with my Charisma Inter kit are a little bit higher. A little bit higher now.
Pirelli?
Yes.
Scary. Who's Pirelli?
Their sponsor.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
What? Why? Why is that? Why is that crazy? That I don't know. Like
You don't know? The most iconic
Pirelli.
kit sponsor is Pirelli.
No.
Do you know about, this might be a really rogue shout. You know Recoba? You remember Recoba?
No.
No, fuck. I saw a sick,
You don't know Rakoba?
no,
Fuck
I
you.
mean, it's not. I
Yeah,
saw a
that's
sick
fair.
shirt. Because he used to play for Inter when Pirelli was a thing. You know how the P is like a long P?
Yep.
So I saw it was like a graphic tee. And it was Recoba with the R the same way the P was. And it looked kind of sick. Kind of wanted to buy it. Might still buy it. I don't know yet.
Cool, bro.
Thanks, bro.
I was saying, who am I getting next year on my jersey for Arsenal?
Rodrigo.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
Who you gonna get, Julian? On your United kid next year?
You still have to wear a Bruno kit, eh?
He's gonna get a.
It's probably gonna be easier to wear.
Who's he
now.
gonna get?
Oh yeah.
Who's he getting? Like, Steffi Mavididi.
Yeah, Mavididi. Maybe who again? Maybe Paul Mullen.
Maybe. Vitaly Janelt.
Janelt. You know who I was gonna say? Joachim Anderson would definitely do a job in an
Oh,
Emery
No,
system.
bro.
Absolutely, yeah.
What?
Yeah. But he's at Fulham, so why would he take a
He's
step down?
a proven Premier League center back.
And he wouldn't take a step down at United from Fulham.
Exactly.
There's no point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I think this will do it.
This will do it.
Yeah. We have Premier League action this weekend.
We do.
Oh my God, no,
Wow.
we don't.
We
No.
do. No, we actually do.
No, we don't.
I'm not saying we care about it, but I'm saying that
There's a
games
top
this
4
weekend.
race, lads. There's a top 4. There's
Oh,
a
I
Champions
guess.
League race.
You know what? Cities? No, they.
Come on,
looked it
let's
up. Sorry, they
let's
won.
lock in here.
Who does
We
Spurs
have-
play this weekend?
Not sure. I know you guys played.
if they get a point,
Yeah. You guys.
we're
are
probably losing to Villa.
Yeah.
Then
At
we're
home.
17th.
At home. You guys are getting booed minute 1 to minute 90. By the way.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Genuinely, if we're being realistic, if we're a competent club, all these players should go. Like, you don't deserve to be a United player if you're in this season.
We have an
Like-
exciting week of football ahead. Let's.
Do we?
Scudetto winners tomorrow.
That's it.
No. We have
Top 4
top 4 race.
Okay.
La Liga final day. There's a
Champion.
relegation battle in there.
Promotion playoffs.
Conference League final. Champions League Betis. Or Champions League. Chelsea Betis.
Why does that matter, by the way?
It doesn't. I might not
If
even.
Anthony- if
Because
Anthony
Anthony would raise a trophy.
So are we gonna cover that game? Because if we aren't, I'm not watching it. But if we are, I'll watch it.
We'll probably touch over it.
Okay,
we'll
I'll
touch
watch
on it lightly.
It'll be on in the background. Because fuck guys.
It'll probably be. Yeah. we'll
What
see.
a shit game that's gonna be.
Why? I think it's gonna be a really good game.
Oh my.
If you can make it through United Spurs, you can make
It's
it.
just
Yeah.
no,
exactly.
just the gravity of it is just meaningless.
I don't think so.
What?
Chelsea this season are gonna make Champions League, and Betis this season look better than.
No, but the Conference League is a joke.
No, it is. I mean, for certain
For
teams.
Chelsea.
For certain teams.
Chelsea didn't even register their best players in the Conference League till January because they didn't care.
For certain teams, it's a joke. I don't think Betis. I don't think even Chelsea are complaining if they win it.
You're not gonna complain if you win it, of course not.
No, they'll be happy.
But like,
Maybe a bus parade.
also Spurs fans calling yourselves champions of Europe, fucking relax.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. Fucking chill out.
Let them have their fun, dude.
No, absolutely not. You're champions of the second best wave of teams that are in the leagues, in their domestic leagues in Europe. That's what you are.
You're not. You're not.
Second best is.
Hey, they're playing in the they're playing in the Super Copa next
Yeah.
year. They're playing in the Super Copa next year. We might be
Oh
seeing.
my god, that might be another trophy.
We might be
Fucking
seeing a
hell.
PSG Spurs soon.
Oh, lads, we might not see another United trophy for.
Oh, yeah, we know.
Oh no.
Yeah, we know.
Like,
End the pod, Julian. End the pod.
Let's fucking
End the
this
pod.
episode. This has been terrible. This is-
End the pod, Julian.
you end the pod. I'm not saying nothing.
Guys, if you are watching on YouTube, make sure to give us a like, subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure to give the 5 stars and comment below. When will United win their next trophy?
never. We out.
See ya.